You told yourself it was over. Paper signed, apartment split, the group chat gone quiet, and then a text came in about picking up a box or dropping off the kid, and somehow it turned into a fight. Months later, sometimes years later, you think you are just dealing with an angry ex. You are not. You are standing outside a locked door trying to guess what is behind it, and every guess is costing you something. So today we are looking at the door directly, because our anger isn't really about the way you think it is. Few years ago, there was a man with foundation beneath him can build almost anything. Welcome back to the channel. If you are new here, this is where we'll talk about what actually happens inside a man's head after a divorce. If you have been here before, good to have you back. Today we are talking about why she might still be angry and what it is costing you to keep trying to decode it. Anger is usually what is easiest to show, sitting on top of things that are harder to say out loud. Hurt, grief for the future that isn't happening, disappointment in how it all turned out. Sometimes what you are seeing now isn't about the last fight at all. It is the weight of 100 smaller moments that never got named. Years of feeling unseen, finally crashing out on a conversation about a box that is not a fact about your relationship. It is a possibility worth sitting with because it changes what you are looking at. You don't have access to our inner world. Pretending you do, even to yourself, is its own trap. This part isn't comfortable, but it matters most. If you lied, broke trust, check out emotionally, or let the relationship fall apart on your watch, own that plainly, not to punish yourself, to actually see it. There is a difference between guilt and shame. Guilt says, I did something wrong and I am learning from it. Shame says, I am something wrong and I can never be forgiven. Guilt teaches you. Shame just keeps you circling the same wound. You are allowed to say, I hurt her and that was real. I own that, without spending the next decade punishing yourself for being human. Accountability isn't a life sentence. It is a doorway. There is a point where you have apologized sincerely, taken responsibility, corrected what you could, and stopped repeating the behaviors that cause the harm. That is the full extent of what belongs to you. What doesn't belong to you is forcing her to forgive you, controlling a timeline, making her see your side. And you can't build a life while spending your energy checking her emotional temperature every time you interact. Say that slowly to yourself. You can't build a life while you are still checking her emotional temperature. Every minute spent decoding whether she is less angry this week is a minute not spent building the life that is actually yours. We'll be right back after this. Alright, we're back. A lot of men carry this belief without saying it out. If she's still angry, she must still care. Anger is not automatically love. Silence is not automatically hatred. Not every reaction is a hidden signal about whether she wants you back. Sometimes anger is just anger, expressing itself the only way it knows how. It is not a code meant for you to crack. You don't need to interpret her anymore. You need to build something of your own that doesn't depend on the interpretation at all. Closure doesn't always come as a final conversation where everything gets resolved. You may never get the explanation, the apology, or the understanding you wanted, and you can still move forward. That is hard to accept, but it is also freeing because it means your healing was never actually in her hands to begin with. So the real question becomes, who are you becoming. Now that the relationship isn't the thing defining you, not another relationship, not proving something to her, just you, your stability, your routine, your friendship, your purpose rebuilt from the ground up. You don't need her to stop being angry before you are allowed to start living again. You can regret what you did without becoming defined by it. You can accept he may never see you differently and still rebuild anyway. If you are walking through pieces like this one by one, the guilt, the boundary, the rebuilding, that is exactly what I built the Rebuild Man for. It is my guide for rebuilding your life after a relationship breakup or divorce. And it works through moments just like this one. The link is in the description. Go take a look. If this made you think about your own version of that locked door, hit the like button right now. It helps this reach the next guy still standing in front of one. Subscribe so you don't miss what is coming next, and send this to a man you know is still checking our socials, still replaying the last argument. Drop a comment. Is there someone's anger you are still carrying that isn't yours to carry anymore? Until next time, stop reading the door, start building the house on the other side of it.